That Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.
Welcome back. Kevin McCullough, glad to have you with us. It is election season. Decision 24 is underway. And one of the races that is very, very important is the Senate seat that Bob Menendez will be vacating at the end of the term, and what's happening in New Jersey in terms of his replacement. Democrats have a primary, Republicans have a primary. And the front runner for the Republican primary is Christine Serrano-Glasner, who rejoins us here at Kevin McCullough. Christine, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on, Kevin. Always a pleasure to see you. It's really been a great race so far.
Well,
we have been working every day. You know that, and we're going to keep at it.
That's what I want to ask you about right now, because New Jersey's primary comes so doggone late in the cycle, and the presidential race will be largely determined before then. Which means that your race then kind of gets elevated to the top of the primary ticket in terms of why people need to show up for it. But they may think, oh, I don't know, they're all the same, good, whatever. So why do people need to get out in New Jersey and support you on primary day?
Well, people need to support me because I am the Trump candidate. It's that simple. And on that ticket, Trump needs to have the strongest possible candidate in that Senate spot. Hands down, that's it. You know that I endorsed the president. I was the first New Jersey elected official this year to come out and endorse President Trump. I like to call it 2.0, right? But
the great reset.
We did that.
Yes.
And certainly none of the other Senate candidates have done that. I said, we've got to, and that was before Iowa caucus. And I said, we've got to do this because we've got to show the president, President Trump, that this is, Jesus. Sorry about that. We've got to show President Trump that New Jersey is behind him. And people have to, people say to me, Kevin, I don't like some of the things he says. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like some of the things my kids say to me sometimes, but I still love them. I support them. That's how it goes. So people need to get over that.
Would you rather have somebody who says stuff you sometimes don't like or a president who does things all the time that you don't like? And that's the comparison for this next go around. If you're a tepid Trump supporter and you get like, okay, the tweets kind of got to me a little bit. Okay, fine. But did you like the policies? Yes. And were they better for America? Yes. Are Joe Biden's, is he a nice guy? Well, it turns out he's kind of not, but that's neither here nor there. Its policies are bad. The policies are what you're voting for in this situation, not personality.
Well, the Biden administration has shown us that they value power over life itself. I mean, look at what they did. Look at these young women that have been raped and murdered by these criminals that they're just escorting into our country. And, with the last one, poor Laken Riley. And that touches me right here because she's a college junior and I have 2 college girls. Oh. I feel for that family. It's just horrible. They didn't say anything for almost a week. And, and when he finally did, it was probably between ice cream bites. They don't care about life at all. If they did, they would close that border down. He would do something. He would do more. But every year you've got 100,000 Americans dying from that Chinese poison known as fentanyl. That's all Biden. He gets to own that.
Well, especially when, as I wrote in Town Hall over the weekend, he was hand-delivered a secure border in which migrants were being processed on the Mexican side of the border. Mexico was helping to enforce border security because Trump had very skillfully used tariffs to keep migrants there and to have the Mexican authorities helping. This is all, and it's interesting because Biden touted his national foreign affairs policy bona fides when he ran for the office, but he went hat in hand to Saudi Arabia, who wouldn't sell him oil, and he went hat in hand to Venezuela, our enemy, who pretended to agree that they would take deportees back. They announced this last week. They're not going to accept any more flights of deportees, mostly because what they've given us are their criminals. They've emptied their prisons and gotten rid of their criminals, and those are the people that they've sent to us. Christine, in New York City, as we speak right now, you have a Venezuelan crime gang that was all behind bars in Venezuela. They have now reformulated and now are operating, stealing mopeds and other things in the city left and right. We've imported a massive crime problem through Biden's migration policies.
That's right. And something is going to have to happen. They are going to have to be deported. If Venezuela won't take them, I don't know where they're going to go. Could be a ship on the ocean forever, just sailing around.
Now let's move to your race.
They can't stay here.
Let's move to your race because Curtis Bashaw is a big a developer, entrepreneur. Cape May, Congress Hotel, people may know some of his accomplishments. But he chose to announce his candidacy on PBS. And I don't know a lot of Republicans that watch PBS. We've invited him on the show. I haven't heard from him as of yet. Your husband worked for Donald Trump. You are endorsing Donald Trump early and loud. Is the Trump candidate going to be the candidate for the state of New Jersey?
Well, what I know is that the anti-Trump candidate should not be the U.S. Senate candidate with Trump at the top of the ticket. And you can't pretend what you've done in the past. You can't pretend the fact that you donated to Gary Johnson. You can't pretend that your social media frequently had, anti-Trump messaging on it. I mean, that's a reality. It should not be somebody like that. It should be somebody that has been in support of the president and his policies. And
so
we
to be
need
clear,
to
you're saying that Curtis Bashaw has been anti-Trump consistently publicly and is now shifted his messaging to say that he was not.
Correct. That's exactly correct. And it's a simple fact. I like to look at the facts. I'm not interested in bashing any other Republicans.
Right.
I have no problem in going after Bob Menendez. That brings great joy to me. But I will point out the facts. And that's a fact. And so people need to decide, are you with the president and are you going to vote for a candidate that is also with the president now and has been with the president, has supported the president for a long time? One of my greatest pleasures was that when I first ran for council, I got to be on the ballot with the president. And it was, I saved it. It was a really special thing. And I would love to be on the ballot with him again. That's not why I'm doing this. This race is important. This is the first time in a lot of years that we feel like we really have an opportunity that we could win this seat and New Jersey could make a contribution to the nation. We have to invest in
that's what people need to remember is that U.S. Senate seats really dictate policy for the whole country. It's a much different type of representation than a congressional seat where you're confined to your district. You legitimately represent your entire state. Christine Serrano Glasner, where do they go to help your campaign?
Please come see us at Christine4NJ.com. That's Christine with a CH, Christine4NJ.com.
Great. We'll talk to you again soon.
Ready or not, we'll be right back.